Hi there, this is Philip again. Today I'm going to present my Visual Basic project for Chapter 8. Essentially, this project required the programmer to create a program that allows a user to create a soccer team, name each player on the soccer team, and then input scores for each of the players, and then, of course, display out all the results. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into the code and take a look at what I came up with. Okay, so the first part of the code we're going to look at is actually just a module called global values. I use this to hold all of my arrays, that way they could be referenced throughout every single form in the program. This module also holds a couple of integer variables that I would utilize throughout the entire program, and this just allows me to call them without having to redefine them every time I needed to use them. Finally, it's going to hold a function. This is to allow for a custom alert form to pop up anytime the user tries to input something that would cause the program not to work. So the next form that we're going to take a look at is the first form that the user uses in order to input the size of their team. So essentially, if you try to put in anything that's basically not a whole number, then it's going to spit out an alert. The number needs to be between 0 and also 15. The reason I chose 15 is essentially because I did a Google search of the average number of players on a soccer team, and 15 is kind of the declared rule. Down here, it's going to basically fill out the player number array with numbers from 1 to 15, and then it's going to go ahead and move forward after doing so. Moving to the player name form. This essentially allows the user to input names for each of the players. In the event that the names do not match up with the player numbers, it's going to throw a warning. Last but not least is the scoreboard. This is basically where everything is displayed and added up and kind of shows the user all of their results. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the program in action. Alright, so first thing, we're just going to try to enter a letter, and it's going to throw us a red card, kind of like in soccer. So we'll put in a team of 5. We'll name our players. All right, and then we're going to move forward. So this is the scoreboard. You can see that it displays out the player number, and then it displays out the player name. So to add scores, we're going to click Submit Scores. All right, and it's going to ask us for the first half scores to begin with. So let's say that Jack scored no goals, Bob scored 1 goal, Frank scored 0, Julie scored 1, and we'll say Robert also scored 0. All right, then it's going to tell us that we need to put scores in for the second half. So let's say that Jack scores 2, Bob scores 0, Frank manages to pull off 1, Julie doesn't score anything, and then Robert doesn't score anything. All right, so we're going to click Finished, and it's going to display out all of our totals for each player. And then, of course, it's going to display the totals for the team and tell us what our final score is. And then after that, all that's left to do is click the Exit button, and the program exits. I hope you've enjoyed my project for Chapter 8, and I continue to enjoy learning about Visual Basic. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.